This is IBM Museum. For this video, I've already done the larger unboxing. I had a few different items in a larger box. Had to get out just the item that I wanted to cover in this particular video. I'm going to go through and get the built-in webcam turned off, get turned around to be on the camcorder, and this adapter I'm referring to. I do have a comparable example adapter here. Look at it in a moment just as a comparison. Now, this is, as we see there, IBM token ring network adapter, and of course got the different languages, even a nice little window on the packaging to be able to see in there silver cap chip and the closer to where the DB9 connection is. And that's what kind of pulled me in to this listing. And it's interesting there that it tells me open other end from not at the top, down here at this end. And if this item had been opened before, it's certainly put back together in the order that it needs to be. There's the adapter in a nice, looks like designed for exactly what that adapter is. And then there's a lower compartment that has the guns and even has the driver safety information and the guide to operation. Actually, you have the 3.5-inch diskette on the back. Brand new manual, but as I say, and I've gone through and featured other of these token ring adapters side by side for the 8-bit and the microchannel models. We saw with that 4 megabit per second adapter that was rather large. I've got even all the packaging and everything else. Probably just grab the top bit of that. Well, let's see. Here's the packaging that was in of that 4 megabit. And of course we didn't see there's not any green dot that's on the back of it, but it does have the label that the early token ring adapters had. And this is brand new in the shrink wrap, remember. And I'll get to the point of examining that more for the what chips run to the heat sinks and things like that. But remember that had a very similar setup as this did for the microchannel. Even kind of the design of those, the PCB, one being brown and one being green, but not having any component identifications for the different chips and components on the board, but being very visually similar otherwise. You can see the same sorts of chips on there. And as I commented at the time, at least that's got the socketed EEPROMs that I can go through and read. These will have to be later on, and will have to be extracted, desoldered from another board and read to get the contents for those. So I've gone over and done this sort of thing before. When I saw a little bit of the adapter here, with a separate silver cap chip, I thought of this equivalent of the microchannel adapters. Now, of course, as a microchannel adapter, this is documented at the Ardent tool. We're on the Token Ring Network 16/4 adapter, and we get scrolling down. I'll include the link, the direct link to this. It's not this first long adapter because that does not have the smaller silver cap chip, but as you see in the second diagram, there is what this adapter is. It's got that ZM3 chip and all the other components around. To give a little bit closer view, doing kind of an off center for the ring light here. So that being the 02F8442 silver cap chip. This one has a actually a digit instead of the character for the. I have to figure out the best that's going to show up for this screen. So it's got the 6407274, and that's the chip is drivers for the port. It's just not all done within that large silver cap chip as we see in some of the later adapters. And so on the 8-bit board, it's actually got a different FRU. It's got the 51F1439, and that doesn't match up with the microchannel adapter, but the other model, that long adapter, does sometimes have that 51F1439 chip that can be in there as well. So there's something to be resolved maybe in there of why the and these are function equivalent. I mean, depending on the version level, these adapters can have typically 2 or more sometimes of that silver cap chip, that large silver cap chip that's there. And of course the microcode for the token ring does not match up between the two versions either. It's different adapter bus, and they probably went through and specialized it a little bit more for the whichever adapter it was on. So there we have the microchannel adapter on the left and the 8-bit version on the right to show just those different versions of the microcode. But it looks like there's quite a few of resemblance otherwise between these boards. I don't see this, and that's probably may even be some sort of a microchannel bus interface to be present on this board and not really seeing the equivalent there otherwise on the 8-bit board. And of course, microchannel being software configuration, and then the 8-bit adapter being the dip switch that are set for the different I/O addresses and interrupts, and even the speed, whether it's a 4 megabit ring or 16 megabit ring. And this does have that some of those color, and on I normally see those on the top edge of the adapter, but it's got some bit of colorization to the band. On the microchannel adapter, you can see the black bar here, and then looks like a green, maybe. Probably so. To my eye, it looks green. I don't know if it shows up as enough of a green on the camcorder. But I've observed that on some of the adapters. I really don't know if it's an assurance thing, if it's marking to identify the adapter. But I just thought I'd show those a little bit side by side because they look like a roughly comparable version between the microchannel and the 8-bit adapter. So just another thing, we'll get pictures of those and try and get a little bit of a chart going to kind of recognize some of the differences that may be out there on these boards, and even similarities between the adapters on different bus types of what those can be as well. And I need to go through and even start coming up and looking at all that microcode and seeing if I can resolve a little bit of versioning information on those as well. So if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and click on that like button, please, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. But this is IBM Museum. That's all I have for now. Thank you.